Yeah, eventually I've been with like some women that had a lot of experience. Like they were like super patient with me. I was with one in like around 28, right before moving. And we had like a thing, and she was very experienced. She's been in parties and stuff. And she was super patient with me and like made me feel great. But I was awful. I was bad at sex. And I finally got to have sex with her like 7-8 years later.
Okay.
And she was very happy with my work alone, you know,
So let's take out the Juan chart. Oh my God, the improvement.
The improvement has been noticeable. And that was one of those like, you know, like life, like check marks. The same, it's like, oh, nice.
But first, a word from our sponsors.
My One Condoms has options for 10 lengths and 9 widths, providing 52 sizes to ensure that your dick or the dicks in your life are wearing the better size for better sex. Go to mywhorecondoms.com/manwhore or use promo code manwhore for 20% off your order. Again, that's myonecondoms.com/manwhore. There are no more excuses for being bad in bed. None. I don't want to hear about it. Beducated.com is like Sex University with over 100 video courses to level up your sex skills, from fingering to anal to sex toys to how to set up a killer online dating profile. No more excuses. Do your homework, people. Get 50% off access to Beducated's entire course catalog when you click the link in the show notes or use promo code manwhore at beducated.com.
Welcome to the Man Whore Podcast.
What's up, all you naked Nancys, you bare-ass Bobbies, you decently exposed Debras? This is Billy Procida, and you are listening to the Man Whore Podcast. Welcome to the show. I host sex-positive conversations every Wednesday for over 9 years. This podcast began with me chatting with exes about why we didn't work out. But now I feature all sorts of public personalities, comedians, authors, musicians, dating experts, queer performers, porn stars, even had a senator on one time. So welcome to the ride. This week I've got on occasionally naked comedian Juan Nicolón. Dare I say Uruguay's greatest comedian, possibly because I don't know the names of other Uruguayan comedians just yet. But real funny dude. Guy just left, had a great conversation. We talked about breakup tips, talked about some cultural differences, dating back home, dating here. You know, what's it like when your dad invites you to a brothel when you're 15? Really fun stuff. And I'm looking forward to share that conversation with you in just a bit. But first, you can always see my stand-up comedy dates down there in the notes. But I did want to point out that this Saturday, I'm opening for the Double Teamed / Broke Girl Therapy live podcast experience here in New York City at Caveat. Link in the show notes. I think there's like a fun after party. Should be a good hang. Come on out if you want. And also tonight, Wednesday, August 20, whatever it is, I am emceeing a non-monogamy speed dating event. So if you got nothing to do tonight and you caught this in time, you want to meet some like-minded people, come on out. It's in Bushwick. Link to that also in the show notes. The event is brought to you by the Bloom app, which hosts sex-positive events around New York City. Just a couple things I thought you might want to join me for. I did a Guardian shift at Hacienda on Saturday. The theme was Summer of 69. And Billy, as usual, did not plan an outfit. It's my least favorite part of going to sex parties. Is like, fuck, what am I going to wear that I'm going to take off? A lot of people think that the outfit you wear to a sex party doesn't matter. And I don't know about ladies. Yeah, y'all can get away with just being hot in your lingerie. But I know as a dude, especially as a single dude, when I go, I got to give it an effort. I got to try. The further you can get away from being new guy in khakis, the better, right? Like ladies love seeing some effort. Okay. They like to see you took a chance dressing up. You might even take a chance and put in some effort if she invites you down between her legs, right? So like, I like to give it a go. And I tried to go to a vintage shop or like a thrift store on Saturday. I thought like, okay, I'll go find something, maybe tie-dye, something, I don't know, whatever you wore in 69. There was a place on 13th Street. It was the closest spot to where I was at. So I'm like, okay, I go over and it's called Beacon's Closet. And I go in and I immediately realize, oh, I don't think they sell men's clothes here. But also I thought, I am here. I might as well take a look around. Because here's the thing, for an orgy outfit, at least for me, as a male body person, fella, for an orgy outfit, you're probably, the bottoms are already probably covered. You're probably wearing like a jock strap or a fun undie, maybe something with a cock pocket in the front. Okay, maybe a piece of like men's lingerie. If you have a bigger concept or you're a little less fun, you might be wearing some sort of a pant. But you can really get away with just wearing some sort of like good skimpy underwear that has some color to it. And if you're like me, you probably have a drawer or a bag that like has all those options in it. So I usually don't have to buy anything new for the bottom half of my body. So when I'm putting together an orgy outfit, really the keys are to you need a top. Okay, you need a top. You need an accessory. Then you need like maybe one additional thing that could be a hat, a piece of a makeup, that could be an extra accessory, or a sock. You may not think about sock, but like sometimes a sock, a big loud sock is going to like complete and make the outfit. Triple Xmas, I can go to Kmart or Target and get some like red and white striped socks that have like a good green frilly top on the top hem. Boom! You go from head to toe with the outfit. I just also want everyone to know that like I do not put 20% of this much thought into what I wear in my day-to-day life, okay? Outfits, fashion, not me, unless it's an orgy. Then all of a sudden, I become fucking Dolce and Gabbana put together. So I'm already at Beacon's Closet. I'm like, well, you know what? I need to get a top, probably some kind of a scarf situation. Let's just look around. Ended up finding 3 women's shirts that I could go try on. Ended up with a headscarf and I wore it Steve Van Sant style, and no one knew who that was. No one under 40 knew who that was, I should say. Everyone over 40, they're like, oh my God, I love the headscarf. I was like, thanks. I was going for like a Steve Van Sant situation. And they were like, yeah, the guy from Sopranos, E Street Band. And then, I say that to someone who's 29 and they go like, I don't understand. And then I'll say The Sopranos, and they'll be like, "I haven't binged that yet." I'm like, "Oh my God!" So yeah, we put together something cute. Put together something cute. I actually just posted it in the champagne room because I was feeling flirty. And then I came home. I put on a little glitter on the face, on the chest, and then I have these like Grateful Dead dancing bear socks. So and with that, we got enough of a hippie outfit to go flirt with people in a group sex environment. So. Not too bad. Fucking packed. I haven't seen Hacienda that sold out, packed out in a minute. I know I haven't been to all of the Hacienda Presents parties lately, but like, damn, I got there. It was like 11 o'clock and the backyard was slamming packed. We love to see it. Before I get to this week's guest, Juan Nicolón, I gotta say, a lot after episode 500, the oral auditions episode, I got a lot of comments about the moans. A lot of people very interested in hearing the sounds of those women moaning, the sounds of me out of breath and licking. And I don't think anyone really made a comment about when Betty was trying to give me instructions, and I thank you all for it. But a lot of comments about loving the moans, about how it's like, I cannot listen to this one at work. And some of you even, actually a good chunk of you, it's like you unionized and said, we want a bonus episode with just the moans. And so I say to you, last week I released a bonus episode that is, yes, just the moans. It is like almost an hour of just moaning and pussy eating sounds. So I've never heard of a better selling point to join my Patreon at the $5 or higher level than the fact that there's a bonus episode where you can just listen to me eat pussy after pussy after pussy for almost an hour. I don't know if there's even any artistic merit to it, but that's what you want. That's what you got. That is available on my Patreon right now. Hashtag just the moans. A quick fan or appreciation moment to a couple fellas who are currently welcome to enjoy all of my my guest moans that they want. I want to give a shout out to Bill, and I want to give a shout out to John Smith. Thank you, sirs, for supporting the Man Whore Podcast on Patreon. Honestly, there's been an influx of new patrons over the last 3 or 4 weeks. Y'all have really started to show up for me in a good, big, bad way. I appreciate you all for that. And I especially appreciate this week, Bill, and I appreciate John Smith. Thank you all so much. And you too can become a member, support the podcast, and enjoy hashtag just the moans at patreon.com/manwhorepodcast, or download the Patreon app and find me on there. All right, this week's guest, comedian Juan Nicolón. Very funny dude, sweet, sweet boy. Multi-time naked comedy show participant, but he also performs with his pants on all over New York City. Let's go get to know Juan. I met someone new recently, and we were doing the little saucy, flirty texting stuff, and at one point she goes, "Gosh, now I'm just picturing you tying me down." And my first thought was, shit, I gotta learn the knots. And so I went to beducated.com and I searched rope, and right there, Shibari, the sensual art of Japanese rope. Just like Bedukid's other courses, the Shibari class is broken down, lesson by lesson, video by video, showing me the real thing on real people. And soon, I'll be able to tie this lady up. Beducated is so confident you're going to learn valuable sex and dating skills on their platform. They offer a 14-day money-back guarantee. They're also willing to give Fan Whore Nation 50% off. 50% off an annual membership when you click the link in the schnotes. If there's something you don't know, there's no more excuse. Get Beducated. Click the link in the schnotes or use promo code manwhore at beducated.com. But, ideally, they'd like you to click the link. So go to the schnotes, click that link, sign up, get Beducated. Learn something new. Beducated. It's like educated, but with a B. Because, we're learning how to do butt stuff and things. Here's a true story. Saturday night, I'm getting ready for Hacienda. My roommate, she's getting ready to go out. And she says, "Hey, Billy, do you have any condoms?" Well, thanks to my new sponsorship with My One Condoms, I actually have, a bunch of condoms. I've never had more condoms in my life. So I say, "Yeah, I got you." I say, "How big is he?" Because as we have been learning, this is an important question. Or I said, "How big is he?" or "How snug is he?" Right? Let me know which ones to guess. She says, "I don't know. It's no guy in particular. I'm just going to be trying for it." So I went ahead and I got her one of the sampler packs that My One Condoms has. One box, multiple sizes, no excuses for him to not use a rubber. Tossed her the box. I said, "Yo, you have fun." And then knowing where I was going, she's like, "Hey, you have fun too." And it was in nice, roomy. My One Condom offers 52 sizes, 10 lengths, and 9 widths. They've got the largest and the snuggest sizes in the market. And if you only need condoms for your dick or the dick in your life, go to myonecondoms.com, put in the dick's measurements. It will tell you what size condom it needs. Like me, I'm a 55G kind of guy. You can get 20% off your first order at myonecondoms.com/manwhore. or use promo code manwhore at checkout. Again, that's condoms.com/manwhore.
No, yeah, Uruguay is pretty south. We have the 4 seasons. We have a summer, we have a nice fall, we have a great, just doesn't get as cold. Cold there is nothing for here.
Okay.
Yeah, but even the summer, when it gets warm, it's not so wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can handle
people
it.
People are pretty naked around there.
They're pretty naked around there?
They're in the summer is people it's yeah. But Uruguay is more conservative. I think we are in the middle of a lot of like summer nakedness. More like Brazil, they wear the thongs and stuff. We're not that open, but we're still more loose. Like I feel like cloth wise than Americans.
Okay, so what's the in between walking around in a thong and American khakis?
It's like a nice surfer shorts and like a loose t-shirt and like flip flops all like most of the year.
A lot of side boob.
Lot of side boob, lot of short shorts. Yes, for sure. Yeah.
What's the stance on women toplessness down there?
It is. It's still kind of like a conservative country, but like it's fine. I mean, you literally just walk around and like the magazines at the stands is all naked women mostly, and like I'm talking about like if you see like a People magazine, like it's all about the gossip, but everyone is kind of naked.
Gossip plus nipples.
That's all it is. Yeah. Like literally the biggest show when I left, that was like, I don't know, 10 years ago. But like the bigger show at the time was like a Dancing with the Stars clone that lasted about 3 to 4 hours every day. And they do it every day.
Okay.
Right. And like, yeah, like it was borderline porn. And because the dance routines were, it was like a competition, like who can take it further without like getting canceled, or
like it's like how close could you get to insertion?
Insertion before like not actually, and showing boobs and stuff and all that. Like they like you can really, but like every now and then like someone would like get a nip slip. It was like, oh my god, it was like, the show would last 4 hours. It was called Bailando por un Sueño, which is like dancing for a dream.
Wow.
And it was the worst thing.
Do you ever see Eurotrip? Old movie.
I know about it. I don't remember it.
There's a scene where like they're in Europe and there's like a commercial and it's just like two hot topless women in the kitchen and they're like great tits and the commercial is just tits and then it's like orange juice. Buy this orange juice.
Yeah, great.
And I saw that when I was like, I don't know, like 12. So I thought, that's what Europe is. When I finally went to Europe, I was like, where's the tits in the commercials?
And were they?
No, I was very disappointed.
Yeah. That's like the American view of that. But ours is like that for sure.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Like you would be like driving around and then you have like a huge ass in like a billboard that is selling tires or like whatever.
And are the parents at home like contextualizing any of that for you? Are they explaining like?
No. People are like pretty repressive.
So they're repressive, but it's all out there.
It's all out there. It's like a mix.
So everyone's horny as fuck all the time.
Everyone's horny as fuck, but like, and also like, there's a huge like sex work like business happening like at the same time that no one really talks about with the families, but like like everybody's like going to brothels and we don't really have strip clubs. Like we just have straight up brothels.
Yeah.
Like,
the strip club. It's a waste of time.
It's a waste of time. It's like, what the fuck are we doing? It's like we're seeing dancing. Let's just like go fuck. It was when I was leaving. And like, like huge activity for like the guys. It's just instead of like going to like a strip club, like everybody goes.
Y'all want to go to the brothel?
I never did it.
Hand jobs for everybody. On me.
It's on me. He's like,
because it's my birthday.
Yeah.
I want to buy everyone at the office a hand job. Yeah. And we'll get a fingering for Cheryl. We want to like make sure she can come too.
Just to make sure. Yeah. It's a lot. This is huge there. Yeah.
That's wild. So naked.
But like no one talks about it.
But no one talks about sex.
No. Like the families don't like, I feel like now it's getting more to a point where it's like, people are more comfortable with it.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much. I haven't been there in a long time. So now it's like I feel self-conscious talking about it because I haven't been there in a long time. So it's like I'm not an authority to speak about the country.
Well,
anymore.
you're an authority to speak on like the first what'd you do, 20, 30 years there?
I did.
I can't tell
30.
Because I was like, I can't tell if you're like early 30s or if you're in your early 40s but look great.
I'm early 40s, baby.
You asshole.
I'm gonna be 41 next month.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm here right now with comedian Juan Nicolón, who's now a repeat naked comedian, and we were in between our first and second dates. She came to the 8 o'clock show. She wanted to come check it out. Cool. Well, only on Thursday they realized, fuck, I booked Juan. Damn, she's gonna see me naked because she hasn't seen me naked. I was like, she's gonna see him. She's also, you're very funny. So I was like, if she's also gonna hear him be funnier, I should have booked an uglier, less funny lineup.
If it helps, I have a pretty average hog, so it's fine.
I feel like you present well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like soft. You're like, she was asking about the grower and shower stuff.
Yeah.
And so I feel like soft, you present okay.
Okay, that's
right.
That's good to know.
You present. If I may speak on your body, you're like, Billy, please speak on. I want to make you uncomfortable.
I already did the show.
Oh, great. No, it's like you present some girth soft, whereas in like, I know like I need to grow / I have my big ball situation that's causing
such
the
a funny
optical illusion.
It's also like such a funny joke. Yeah. Is she part of the world? No.
Not.
Okay. Interesting. How you met her?
Okay, so we matched on Bumble like 7 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Right? Then like I think for the May show, for the May Naked Comedy shows, ticket sales were going slow, so I decided I'm going to text and invite everyone with the last name Tinder and Bumble and Field who I've never met.
Great idea.
Those people where like you got the number, you got to that stage, but for some reason you never got to an actual date.
Yeah.
Someone's dad died, someone went to grad school, whatever.
Yeah.
So she was one of the people I texted and she started responding. Didn't come to a show, but like we started like every 2 weeks we would like start exchanging some text messages, and then eventually it was kind of like, want to grab drinks tonight? So we did that a few weeks ago.
Nice.
And then she came to the comedy show, and then we went out again on Monday.
That's great.
Or Sunday, yeah.
Oh, you went out again?
We went out again on Sunday afternoon. We went and walked around the village.
You did Friday, Sunday?
Yeah. I didn't get to see her much Friday, but like she saw a lot of me.
Yeah, she did, for sure.
It was great.
So, I mean, she still wanted to, because like sometimes people, especially at the beginning of relationships, are kind of like weird about it, about like doing like 2 dates too close together and all that shit. It's like I don't want to do 2 days together because like I don't want to like appear that like I'm too like eager and available. And it's like, but she did 2 in a row. That's a pretty good sign.
Yeah. But she has no idea of this world, so she has nothing but questions, right?
Okay.
And I don't know, like you. Like, did you swing in like past relationships?
No.
Okay. So like parties and stuff is like something you've done, but not a ton of.
Yeah, like a very little.
You haven't had to like justify and explain your sex life to somebody.
No, not to a degree of explanation. But I've done adventures, but nothing is. I'm not part of the lifestyle for sure. No, so I haven't had to explain it. Like, okay, this is my life. Yeah. But it's like there has been questions because I've been on field for a very long time. So like there's been questions about that and stuff like that.
Is that where you met the current girlfriend?
No, I met her in Hinge.
Hinge?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody meeting on Hinge.
I know.
I'm hearing
Hinge is
a
really
lot of
good.
Hinge.
Hinge is good. Hinge is really good. I feel like Hinge takes a second to figure out your taste, or your level of people because Hinge can be pretty bad. And like if it puts you in the box, you are getting the bottom of the barrel.
Well, like the ugly box?
I was there for like a full year, and like I think I matched my way out of it, and then I was in a short relationship for like 6 months, so I didn't use it, and then when I get back, like everybody that I saw, they were like literally I couldn't match. Like I would match with someone and go on a date, so like I couldn't keep up because everybody I liked. Yeah. Like I was very happy with the matches. So I went to a couple of dates, and like after going to I don't know, like a month or two, like I met her, and she's been amazing.
Sure. And what made you settle down on Lauren?
Well, she's amazing. Like it's like one of those things. Like we just get along great. We spend a lot of time together. I feel like it the cliche of like it feels easy when it's right. It felt nothing but easy. But like I feel like the main thing that we have with each other is like we have great communication, and like we are like I feel like we're both very safe. Mm-hmm. Like we feel safe with each other, like being honest and like communicative, and all these things, and sex is amazing too. So like also that like pretty much helps.
That always helps, yeah. But like when you have a string of women where you're like, oh, I'm liking everybody, but then like one stands out. It's not that everything's fine. It's like I'm liking a lot, and yet there's still like that next level.
Oh, I know. It was
it's like
crazy.
What's that difference?
Yeah. Well, the difference was literally just I get zero anxiety from her. You know, like for some people, they it's like, does she really like me? Does she doesn't like me? Like you get a little bit of that. It's like, are we playing games? It's like, and with her was nothing like that from the beginning. It was like pretty straightforward, and that was kind of like the thing that made me think, it's like, okay, I'm gonna invest time in this because this feels good.
Yeah.
And that investment, like later on, turned like pretty fast, turn into like a deep affection, and yeah, now we're living together. Like we're having a great time.
That's amazing. How long y'all been together now?
A year and a half.
Year and a half?
Yeah, we've been living together for 6 months. Yeah.
Mazel. Many congrats.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
it's been great.
Did you have to break some hearts when y'all locked that down?
No, not really. No, I don't.
Because you look like poster child of Heartbreaker.
No.
You look like
I don't think I am.
You know, like on like a TV show, and like they do like a cartoonized like thought bubble of like the guy the chick is thinking about. I feel like it's always your face. I feel like it's always you in that thought bubble.
I wish I was. I'm not gonna say that I don't. I had a great time. I'm not gonna say, oh my God, no.
Proceda, I've done well.
I've done well.
for most.
I dip it. You know, I fuck around. But I feel like I've been very good after. I think maybe I broke one heart like a while, and like it was pretty bad. Like the breakup was pretty bad, and I feel like after that I was like pretty conscious of like how, if things didn't work out, how, you know, how to handle it in a way that is not like, I feel like it's like some small stuff, but it's like being upfront about your feelings from the beginning. And also like the other thing, like very important not to, you know, is to don't take it further. Once you know it's not going to be a thing, there's no reason to stay with someone for like 8 months and then like break up, because then I feel like that creates expectations to the other person that then is gonna be a harder breakup. So like I usually just like move like 3-4 months, and like if I wouldn't see a future, I would like end it there.
You wouldn't carry on like a casual like sexual relationship for
I had a couple, but
like
those were also like pretty okay, this is what it is.
Right. So still being upfront, like, hey, this isn't going to be that, but like if you want to do this, let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like there's been situations where like I've seen people like on and off for like 2 years, and we had sex, and like we keep like, and I still have a lot of those friends that like those turn into like really good friendships, like long term. But and then I had my heart broken a couple of times too. It's not like like some people didn't want to date me, and that's fine. Was not fun, but that also happened in between.
So what are like your top 3 breakup tips? Like how do you break up with someone well?
Like again, first, don't wait until it's too late.
Yeah.
You know, once you know that's not the person, it's easier to do it early than to just wait, because sometimes you know you're not going to be in a relationship with that person, but the sex is great, you know, you're comfortable, so you can like let that thing go for a year, and then it's going to be a bad thing.
Okay.
So that's the first thing. Other thing is if you're upfront at the beginning, it's a little bit better. Like if you say it's like, hey, right now I'm not, not looking for anything serious. I'm open to it, but
But is it like I'm not looking for anything serious, or I'm not looking for anything serious with you? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, at the time, I wasn't looking for anything serious for a while. You know, that was a switch too. And then after that, it was like, yeah, I'm open to anything. And the third thing I think is like, yeah, just I don't know, don't be an asshole. I feel like it's like, and by that I mean some things are clear. Like don't make someone feel. Don't speak about other women with the person you're with.
I'll throw in there. You don't even need to really list out all the reasons you don't want to be with that person. There's kindness in just being like, it's just not for me. You don't need to start getting. I've heard some horror stories from chick friends who will say like, he said this about like my affectations or my body. They were like, well, I just could never be with someone who had this, whatever. Or I think this smells, and I go like, dude, you could just keep that inside and say, I don't want to see you anymore, and then not say the other stuff.
Because that's like so good. Yeah, absolutely.
What are they going to do with that?
No.
Like, well, you have outie labia. It's like, what's she going to do with that information?
Absolutely. Yeah. That's like an important thing. Send. I mean, breaking up over with someone with a text is fine, especially if you haven't been seeing that person for a long time.
Sure.
But just again, don't be an asshole about it.
Sure.
Just like be upfront. Hey, I really like you. I don't think this has a future. I think we'll be better off. I don't know. Just send the text, because people are also like so jaded by people ghosting and by people, just not taking the time to acknowledge your feelings, or like that you're a person, that anything that you send, people will love it. But I haven't broken up that much because I haven't been in that many relationships, like actual relationships. Yeah. So. But Lauren is my first girlfriend. It's like taking like my first. Hey, she's my girlfriend. Like I've been in like close to that, but she's the first person that my family ever met.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never met anyone in 40 years.
That's wild.
That is insane. Yeah. She's the first one. Yeah.
And this is your first like monogamous. This is your first time really like.
It's my first relationship in general. Yeah. I've been monogamous in a sense of like some people. I tried for a while. I had a rule that I was dating like one person at a time.
Okay.
So even if we were going on like 3-4 dates, I was just dating that person, just because. That was like a big change I did when I wanted to, I don't know, start. The worst point is like, okay, we fucked enough. Let's just, let's just be in a relationship.
Sure.
And it took me like about 2 years after that to find Lauren. But I did have to make some changes in myself. It's like, okay. And one was that. It's like, okay, when you're with someone, just like practice being just with that person. And like I would delete like all my like apps and all that stuff and just be with that person. And sometimes that would last for like 3-4 like weeks, and sometimes it would like a couple of months or more. But that was a good way to just like, okay, I'm with this person. I'm gonna focus on this person, and I'm gonna like give it like a good honest try to how this works. And I highly recommend it. I recommend it to my friends all the time that are trying to transition also from fuck boys to fuck men. Which is what I identify on, I guess.
I'm worried because I'm not sure which one I am.
Well, how old are you, Billy?
34.
Oh, you're fine. You're young, yeah. I didn't know how to have sex at 34.
What?
Like I've started really having sex like here in New York, and like it wasn't until I started using apps and stuff that I started like seeing more people and getting. It wasn't like 27. I started like having more sex. I would have like sex once a year, something like that in my 20s. Yeah, It was insane.
I've had sex in maybe like 7 weeks, and I'm like, this is forever.
7 weeks? Yeah, that's a long time now.
For me, that's
that would be like a long time. But at that time, it was like I would have sex once a year all through my 20s until I was like 26, 27. And then I started like little by little starting to have sex. Then I moved here at like around 29, 30. And then I couldn't date at all because I didn't have any money. I didn't have anything.
Okay. I've never let not having money stop me from dating.
I know. I know. But like when you are trying to survive, immigration can be a lot. I was literally like fighting for survival and trying to do comedy and like.
Were you here or were you somewhere?
I was here.
You were here.
In New York the whole time. And so when you're trying to do this, it's hard to fuck. It's like just hard to. Also, like when like I was so broke and like so like trying to figure out how to even like get a visa that would let me stay here. and putting so much into comedy is like your self-esteem also goes down a little bit. And even if you go on a date, you're not going to be attractive to people because they can see that you don't like yourself that much. And it wasn't until like took some time, like made some money and just like took care of myself, started going to the gym and like working out and like started to feel better on myself that started reflecting in the dates and people started responding better to me and having a lot of sex.
Was your immigration status like ever like an issue when you were dating? Would you go on a date and get a bad reaction?
No, never.
Okay.
No, because like I was here on a tourist visa for a while and like taking classes at UCB and stuff. And then like through the comedy that I've done here and in back home, I was able to get like a really good visa, which is the visa I'm still on, which is like an artist visa that lets you work as an artist and stuff. And that visa sometimes can be a little hard to be on because you can only work as a comedian. And as you know, that's not a great way to make money for a long time, you know? So
the only worst way I can think of is podcasting.
Yeah, it's almost the same. But so like eventually, fortunately, I made it work. And I'm doing great now. This has been the best year so far, but
Congrats.
It takes a long time to really, just build that base. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like you said you would feel self-conscious because you didn't like have a lot of money in this and that. And I would just kind of like fall on the sword almost immediately. So like, I would just always kind of be like the endearingly broke but committed artist. Chicks were still kind of down for it.
I know.
They were like, oh, it's cute. He's
God.
trying to live a dream. Like, I think they liked, wow, he really is trying to live a dream.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
The artist thing. Dude, I fucked way above my pay grade many times.
There's not a lot of space above your pay grade. Maybe I think I'm just
a lot.
projecting where I am with my body onto you right now.
Yeah. But
it's
I don't think I've seen some of the best apartments in New York, and I fucked with some amazing views. I'll tell you that.
Okay,
those views have been really good. Those rarely turn into relationships because you're like in such a different places in your lives that it's like really hard to just make an actual connection after that.
So you were in Uruguay for your 20s.
For my 20s.
For 20s, and then you were here for the 30s. And I know you said you didn't do a ton of dating in your 20s, but like, what's like the difference of dating cultures, New York versus back home?
It's so hard to me to know because
from when you were there.
I know, but like because I don't think location is the big thing that has changed the game right now, but apps, like I feel like apps have changed, like Tinder, Bumble, Feel, Hinge. They changed the way like romance and like dating and sex happens, And when I moved here, Tinder was not a thing still. It was like until like 2 years in living here in New York that Tinder started. But yeah, so like it was old school, Okay. You would have to know the person, or you would have to just go to a bar or like meet them in real life. That's how you used to date, or coworkers, or I was doing comedy in there, so I got a little bit from comedy too.
Okay,
and that was always good. Yeah, but
What about casual, like the culture of casual sex? Was that like a thing down there? Or?
Yeah, it's a pretty big thing. I was out of it though. I was pretty out of it. I've got a taste here and there because I've been back in a couple of occasions, and those I did a little bit of casual things here and there, but yeah, it's always been there. Yeah, people are animals, and like anywhere, no matter where you go, people love sex. So it's like it's gonna happen.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's just interesting because you say they don't really talk about it much, and I feel like a place like Brazil, like I feel like they're talking about the sex soap. Yeah. They're like, yeah, sex. And
yeah. No, but everybody's having it anyway. It's like, I mean, you talk about sex with your friends, you know, and women are like very explicit when they talk with other women. But yeah, it's not like something you grow up. It's like, it's there all the time. Like literally your father would take you to a brothel
Wait, I'm sorry, what now?
Yeah, that's like a pretty
just
common
sat up.
thing for me growing up.
Were
It's
you
like,
taken to a brothel?
I was not, but my
Your dad wasn't as cool.
My dad
Okay.
offered me.
He did?
Yeah, and I said, no, thank you.
How old were you?
I was like, I don't know, like 15, 16.
15, 16? What's the age
Yeah.
of consent down there?
Like 18.
Do they have one? I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
18. Yeah, but like those things don't matter. They
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
matter in the 80s. Well, it wasn't the 80s, the 90s, I guess.
Has he already had any kind of sex talk with you, or was the sex talk, would you like to come to a brothel?
Maybe he had some sex talk here and there.
Okay.
He was worried that I wasn't like fucking for a long time. Yeah,
For a long time, it's like, I'm 15. There's been no
I know,
talking.
like I know. He was worried. Like that's how it used to be there.
I mean, my dad was like apparently a very young Lothario. So
My dad too. Yeah, my dad too. Yeah.
the expectations that slutty fathers then
Yeah,
put
exactly.
onto their sons.
I literally was one day. My dad is in the Navy.
Okay.
And I literally was in like the Navy club that they have there, where like everybody goes there. And literally, I was there. I was like, I don't know, 13 years old, and one of his friends came up and just told me, your dad, when he was growing up, he would clean up. I was like, great. I'm 13. Do I need to know this? Thank you.
I'm 13 and like I'm getting no, hand holding.
Yeah, I
over
have
here.
no idea. I haven't seen a boob. I haven't like jerked off. I didn't jerk off until I was like also 13, 14 too. Yeah.
My dad
I was really a late bloomer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad called me, I think, jerking off like at 2 a.m. on the family computer at like, it's late at night, whatever. But his thing was, he was like, you're supposed to get a girl to do that for you. What are you doing? You're supposed to get a chick's supposed to do that for you.
That's great.
Meanwhile, like I think I'd kissed like one girl at that point. So I was like, I don't know, like girls don't seem to want to. But like in his head, he's like, well, when I was 14, I was fucking seniors in high school. So why isn't my kid?
Yeah.
It's like, because you got a weirdo kid, man. I don't know what to tell you. So
Yeah.
And now
we're not
I
all the same.
Now I way overcompensated.
Now it's like you went all the way to the other side.
We have the same name.
Oh.
And he's we're local, and so we have Google alert, like his business partners have Google alerts for our name, and as do I. So yeah, if like sometimes I'll get an email saying Presida closes whatever real estate deal. Fucking, they sometimes get emails saying like, here's my tips for throwing a gangbang.
That's great.
I'm like, this is what you get for telling me.
Yeah, that's your fault.
Putting that pressure. So when he comes to you and asks you to go to the brothel, like, how does he approach it, and how did you feel when he asked?
I was very uninterested.
Mm-hmm.
For a very long time I didn't want that. I was like a very idealist kid, and I didn't understand. Because also Uruguay, especially growing up, was like very sexist place. So I always felt bad for sex workers there.
Okay.
Because like it was more, I feel like now for what I've seen, it's more empowering. And like, because of the internet, they have like some agency.
Yeah.
Like you literally look them up in a website. Like you go on a website and like, oh, there's all these women, and you chat directly with them. Right. And then like you figure something out. Yeah. So now I'm way more open to do it. But at the time it was like, no, I don't want. I want a real woman. I want to fall in love and all that things. And then like that fell off. And
especially for that first time, like I know I was kind of holding on to the V card because I kind of want that. I was like, they don't all have to be special, but maybe the first one could be special.
Yeah, but like even that, it was not special for me. Everything was like really messy. I couldn't get it out for like the first 3 times that I tried. It's like very like hard, and like sex was like always very heavy, and it came with like all these baggage of like I gotta make them come, and like I gotta really be good, otherwise I'm not a man.
But at least that you had that thought. Do you have any idea how many dudes don't go into there with I have to make they come? They go into it with I got to get hard enough so I can come. Like young dudes normally aren't going into it be like, how do I get her off?
Yeah, no.
So at least good for you.
I always wanted that, and now it's a big part of the way I approach sex still. But now I went to the other. Like it took me a long time to be confident. Like okay, like if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Like and just like you have more sex and you have different experience, and then like you have good experience. And for a long time also I didn't like click with the right people. I wasn't dating the right people. I was dating people that like made me feel bad when things would not go well. It's like I've learned how to filter those people out. It's like, and I've been like, yeah, it's been mostly positive.
Not go well, like your dick's not hard?
Like I don't get hard.
And so they go like, why aren't you hard right now? What's
like,
fucking wrong with your dick? Is your dick broken? I'll be like, shut the fuck up.
It's like, it wasn't exactly like that, but it's like, oh my God, this big deal. And it's like,
or they do the whole like, is it me? Is it because like I'm not pretty or stuff like that?
And that is more understandable, especially if they are young too, because they're not. Eventually, I've been with like some women that had a lot of experience, and like they were like super patient with me, like not knowing what the fuck I have. I was with one in like around 28, right before moving. And we had like a thing, and she was very experienced. She's been in parties and stuff. She lived here in New York for a while. And she was super patient with me and like made me feel great. But I was awful. I was bad at sex. And I finally got to have sex with her like 7-8 years later.
Okay.
And she was very happy with my work alone,
So let's take out the Juan chart. Oh my God, the improvement.
The improvement has been noticeable. And that was one of those like life like check marks. The same is like, oh, nice. I'm pretty, right now I got to a point where it's like, I'm very comfortable.
Sure.
I can do different things, adapt to different vibes and different people.
You've got a toolkit.
I think I have a toolkit. And then like I have the stuff that I like. And fortunately with Lauren, I feel like those two things like really line up. It's like the things that she likes, the things I like. And like we've been exploring a lot and like experimenting. And like, yeah, that's the thing is like it's been like a year and a half. We have a lot of sex still. And it feels like we're just starting. It feels like, this is an exploration thing that is going to go on for a while.
So the woman I told you about, she actually asked a really good question on one of our dates. She asked, how old were you the first time you cared if she came?
Oh, that's a good one.
Isn't that a great question?
That's a great question, yeah. Some people, it's a tricky one because never. Some people are like, should I be doing that?
Should I care?
Yeah, it's a great question because you weed out a lot of people that way. That's a great question. Yeah.
Yeah. So for you, when was that?
I remember caring from the start.
So where did and likewise? So where was your origin of wanting that?
Well, my dad. It was my dad.
Your dad told you
teaching.
Got it.
My dad. One of the things he said pretty early on was, and that was the thing that kind of saved me through my 20s.
Yeah.
It was, you gotta get the job done, no matter what, even if you have to exhaust every resource.
Okay.
And like I'm translating, what he said in Spanish, but. So that was like the main gist of it. So which meant is like, okay, you don't get it up, you still make her come no matter what. You use your hands, use your mouth.
Mijo, come in here. Yeah. Curl the fingers.
yeah. Like get in there. He wasn't that specific, but that
God.
was what it was. And that really helped me because I feel like I got like pretty decent at other things pretty early on.
Yeah.
And like, because, like I couldn't get it up. So like I would try other things. And it still took me a long time to learn. And also but also the most important thing to learn is that even if you make one woman come, that means nothing. You're not learning anything because they're all different. It's very different. There's many different things that affect the moment and affect the time. So there's all these different things that, and learn to, sometimes they don't come.
Yeah.
And it's fine. But I feel like you still try. I feel like it's nice to try.
Yeah.
I feel like the worst part is like they don't come because
you didn't try. And
then it's like, okay. And it's not like I make everyone come all the fucking time.
But you try to at least make sure they had a pleasant experience. Like, you're
Absolutely,
like, if you're not going to come, did you have fun? Did you enjoy yourself?
Exactly. Yeah.
Dude, I just did an episode that came out a couple weeks ago where I went down on 5 different women, and then they reviewed me to a friend when I left the room.
Oh my God, that's so great. I wish I've ever done that so hard. That's so funny.
And all 5 of them, everyone was different from the other one.
Of course.
The way to like get them going, including one woman where I'm like, the entire time I'm down there, I was like, it felt like I was bombing.
Yeah.
You know how like when you do 10 minutes and you're not doing well, it feels like a half hour, and you do a half hour that's doing well, it feels like 5 minutes?
Yeah, because they're all different.
Right. They're all different.
It's like,
they respond to different things. They need different tools.
Yeah, and besides that, it's like all the external things that affect the moment, you know?
What, like a
It's
microphone right next to it?
Exactly, like a microphone right next to you.
I put a room mic next to the bed to capture the
That's great. But yeah, no, like what headspace she's in.
Yeah.
Is she comfortable? Does she know you as a person? Does she feel safe around you? You know, there's like so many things that people are not considering that also are important. And sometimes like, you know, I feel like part of like what, I'm not like a BDSM guy. I don't call myself any of the names just because I don't think I've never done it anything like enough to call myself any of the names. But I've like dabbled. Sure. You know, I've choked some women like that, you know, that.
Hold on, let me just clip that right there. Juan Nicolón, I've choked some women.
I've choked some women that you didn't let me finish. No. That wanted me to.
The press won't let you either. No, I'm kidding.
Just cut it there,
please.
You know, like I've been rough around, and like I've tied people, and like I've done things. Yeah. And sometimes that's a way. The main thing of that experience is like it lets them distract their like own thoughts. Is like the pressure and that they feel, the pain, this all stuff that they use as not a way to think, oh my God, I have to come, or oh my God, I'm having sex. Like it like takes them out of the moment, and they can actually relax and like have sex and like and come. But those things I've been discovering. Like you probably know a lot more about this stuff than me, but yeah, it's all been very, I don't know, self-taught.
Yeah,
I've read some things here and there, but like it's been like trying it out and learning. I think I'm really good at listening, and like I'm picking up on signs, and like through that I've learned enough. So we are in the process we've been for a while to find a third, because my girl is bi, and so we are like, you know. Like, but it's been very casual because we're like, we have so much fun together that's not like a need, but it's something that's like, oh, eventually it would be very fun. So like we've been like on field and trying to find people, and it just hasn't happened because we haven't like put that much time. And we went to a play party, but and it was very fun. We went and
where'd you go?
We went to Hacienda.
Oh, you went to Hacienda?
Yeah, we went to Hacienda.
Wait, when?
It was last year. We went to Halloween. Last year.
Oh, I was at that one.
Yeah, you probably were.
I emceed the costume contest.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if you like saw when everyone's in the backyard, but like you're probably busy fucking downstairs.
I was. Yeah, we were fucking.
Yeah. No. Okay.
Yeah. It was really fun. We had a great time. We stayed with each other because again we're closed, and I'm not bi, so it's like it puts a lot of like. It's kind of like unfair, and like it puts
you have to figure out if like the couple, like, do they want to, you know, do they want free for all? Do they want to just swap?
Exactly, and like swap, like we're not really there yet to swap. So couples are a maybe, because it would be fun if they play together and like we stay in our lanes. So that would be funny, like, and fun too. Like we're open to a lot of things. It's just like we just haven't make it happen.
Sure.
Because we've been trying to go to another party, but like I work like Saturday nights, Friday nights, and like she works on the weekends too. So it's like it's been impossible to make it happen. But eventually, you
got the intention out there.
Yeah,
I'm sure it'll happen. You're an attractive couple. Yeah. I've seen her. You know, like I'm sure it'll happen for you.
Yeah, I've never been in a threesome. I've never like done any. I'm really good one-on-one.
Yeah.
So I get really comfy in that, and like I never push. I've been with a million bisexuals, but everyone in New York is bisexual at this point.
Yeah,
feels like. But yeah, it just never happened. Just because I usually just have a lot of fun, like one-on-one, and it's like I get lazy about like scheduling 3 people at the same night.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Yeah, it's like even once you find the matches and everyone's then it's like, all right, fuck calendars, right? And then you're like, who
let's
knows?
bring out the calendar.
I'll see you in 6 weeks.
Yeah,
when
okay.
the-
6 weeks.
There's a 3-hour window that we found.
I have an escape room, like bonding with my corporate gig. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm wishing the best of luck for you and Lauren to find that third.
you will
Hey, who
see
knows
that.
if you're listening now? And you also love soup.
Yeah,
I need
that's
to
important.
watch. I haven't seen the soup bit,
Oh yeah,
but like
that's,
it's been told. Multiple people have said you've won the show. Oh man, that's soup bit, and I go like, I gotta watch this fucking
There's
soup.
many. I have a show.
Wait,
that
you
is
have
like,
many bits
I
on
did
soup?
I did a show, a 45-minute show all about soup.
Who you, Gary Goldman?
I don't know.
You know Gary, like he's
Yeah.
got like 12 minutes on cookies.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
I know.
Like-
Yeah. But yeah, it was with a PowerPoint, just like its whole thing, and it was great. But yeah, it doesn't do that well in regular stand-up. I kind of need the PowerPoint.
Which is, I mean, I won't go bring us down this rabbit hole, but I will say the fact that there are now PowerPoint comedy shows, that the whole show, the theme is everyone made a PowerPoint. Never, ever in my time doing, never would I have guessed that was an art form that was going to rise
I did
up.
a lot of those, and that's how I built the 30 minutes.
Well, that's killer, man.
Yeah.
Do you have like 10, 15 minutes? I thought maybe we could talk for a little bonus episode about the nude art model stuff.
Yeah, whenever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, killer, man.
This is what I'm doing. I'm having a great time, so I'll
good,
stay
man.
as long as you.
Well, I know you have work and stuff that you're doing.
It's fine. I already changed it up, so it's fine.
Okay. Well, for now, Patreon people, you'll hear that tomorrow. But for now, Juan, where can people go to find you, follow you, maybe have a threesome with you?
Yes, please. If you like soup and you want to have a threesome with us, please find me at Juan Nicolón, which is like my Instagram handle, and that's where I deal most of my stuff.
Instagram.
It's just like the Instagram is the best way.
Okay.
I usually perform in like New York Comedy Club, and like I do stuff at Tiny Cupboard and like Stand Up New York, but like those are like random things. Like for the best stuff, just go
to Instagram. But if you live in New York, you might see him promote a date, and you go see him around. Yeah,
see me around.
For now, but Patreon people, see you tomorrow. But Juan, why don't you go ahead and say goodbye to everybody?
Goodbye, everybody. Thank you very much.
I guess I got to go check out this soup bit. I am best known for being a hoe, and he is best known for soup. Very much. Hope you enjoyed that chat. Another chat you might enjoy is tomorrow night's. Shit. It's hot. Movie night. Tomorrow night in the Champagne Room, our Discord server, me and the Patreon members are going to be watching Kay Parker's Taboo. It's a 1979 classic. Maybe my first introduction into long-form adult films. Big fan. Paul? You fucked Paul? Oh my God. Okay. Who am I? Aunt Peggy over here? Okay. The patron-only channel in the Champagne Room will open up at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to be starting the movie at 9:30. If you're in the Champagne Room, you want to join us, make sure you've linked it to your Patreon account. And if you're not a patron yet, what are you waiting for? Become a member at patreon.com/manwhorepodcast. And to join the Champagne Room, click the link in the schnotes. For all my fellow millennials and above, all of us who, Discord, it's just like a big chat room. It's like a chat room that has a bunch of other chat rooms. So it's kind of like the AOL chat room had a baby with Reddit, but genetically engineered out a lot of the anti-Semitism, It's a lot like that. It's a good time. I wrote here in the breakdown, to end with, I think I'm finally having sex tomorrow. Wish me luck. But, in between writing that and going off to buy batteries so I could record this, I got a text that her throat not feeling so hot. And I appreciate her consideration that I make a living using my voice. So she's cautious to keep our date for tomorrow. So maybe I'm not having sex tomorrow. Maybe keep the streak going. Keep that streak going. Go. Don't fuck. Is the streak broken if I got 3/4 of a hand job last week? I'm just 3/4 not. She just decided she wanted to watch me do the finish. but it also was like the first proper like sexual contact I'd had with another person, and since the thing. And I'm fine. I've not been having sex, and I've been feeling fine. I've mostly just been feeling tired. Anyways, everyone, wish me luck on whatever I get up to tomorrow, I suppose. Maybe I'll see you at the non-monogamous speed dating, wherever it is, wherever you're doing. You know what? Stay slutty.
The only thing that was weird, and I addressed it on the second show, is that you don't expect the penis to move. That's the thing, is like that, because when you're doing regular stand-up, everything is like tight, like by pants or by whatever.
Right.
So nothing is flapping around. And I move a lot sometimes. So that was something that really took me off for a second.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the penis is flapping.
Yeah.
There's some flapping going around.
Not only can they see it, but like you can feel stuff hitting your thighs.
Feel
You're like,
hitting it. Yeah, exactly. You can feel it in the top of the part of the legs, and it's like, oh, okay, great.
I remember one of the earlier shows we did, like I realized I wasn't as conscious of how my like feet were standing, where like I stood like kind of like this, like almost like so I
presenting.
One leg is bowed out and one straight forward.
Yeah.
And when I'm clothed, I never think about it, and then I remember like, oh, I'm like really just presenting now to everybody, and it was like we all had this shared realization. In the arms of the angel. Did you enjoy what you heard? For 7 cents a day, you can feed an indie podcast host. Support the show on Patreon for behind-the-scenes content, bonus episodes, Discord benefits, and the ability to brag at parties about donating to the arts. Join now at patreon.com/manwhorepodcast. You're in the arms